this one brought up his 50. West Indies captain doing the job. This is where you would hope that Shea accelerates. He's been there.
I see what you did there. I see what you did there.
As he's been there from ball one as the best measure of the wicket. That's where the likes of Nicholas Pooran, the Johnny Bestos and all these other players, the ability to carry on and up the tempo of the batting. But at the moment, he has Nicholas Pooran at the other end, which he knows could propel the run rate. So maybe he's just looking to operate in singles. But at one point in time, in order for the team to maximize that start they have, he also needs to show that intent to try and get the boundaries as well.
Lucky to get away with that, Shahrul Thakur, with 2 men short behind point. 218 for 3.
I trust Mobil Supermoto. सिर्फ मोबिल का मोबिल सुपरमोटो दे आपके 2 व्हीलर को 81% तक की बेहतर सुरक्षा। फर्क लाकर देखिए।
How's the win? Hi, sir. Bring your skills, answer the questions, win big.
This game involves an element of financial risk and may be addictive. Please play responsibly and at your own risk.
Let's not expect.
So if we take our viewers back to maybe about an hour ago, Darren, we talked about getting to around that 220 mark with 10 overs to go. So the game now, the innings I should say, in balance. Akshar Patel back into the attack. Extra fielder now has gone out of that inner circle. 5 outside.
It would be interesting to see how Pooran takes on this point of the game. Do you go early in the first 10 overs, last 10 overs? Or do you still take it around, knowing that you have Rovman Powell and Romario Shepherd in the shade? Some cushion. He's seen the ball well.
On it. Might be distance as well. Yes, another 6. He's going early, Darren Sammy.
Indeed. I know it would have been a gamble for Shikhar Dhawan. There's a difference when a left-hander is looking to get the singles and get off strike to a left-arm orthodox. When somebody of the class of Pooran decides to attack you, there's not much you could do.
Early boundary. As Akshar Patel approaches, does it go into his legs or wide of off stump? Yeah, keeps it much closer to him.
Also, that's good cricket from Nicholas Pooran. Got the 6, get off strike. He's thinking, I got to bat deep. I got to take this partnership. Keep Powell and Co probably with 6 overs left, where they could come in and just be free. We've seen how Powell bats. in T20 cricket. Or why not bat all the overs? If he does that, West Indies will get that 80-90 runs that we used to do back then in the last 10 overs.
I think Shai Hope has to. Run rate, his strike rate is dropping. So I'm not saying be stupid, but I think he's got to try to tick on a little bit more now. .226 for 3.
पवन, कल WFH कर लो, थोड़ा WFO भी करो. Work from office. Office भी तो घर ही है. और हम family. Need a job that's flexible? Choose from over 15,000 remote jobs on Naukri and find one that fits you. I trust Mobil Supermoto.
सिर्फ मोबिल का मोबिल सुपर मोटो दे आपके टू व्हीलर को 81%.
Partnerships for the West Indies. 65, 62, and this one 96 from 110 really stands out. And West Indies in a good position after 41. Nicholas Pooran accelerating at the right time. He's very well set. Shai Hope sort of decelerated the back half of his innings, very close to that landmark in his 100th one-day international. Shardul Thakur, as he's done so often, is looking to get a vital breakthrough, to get a new batsman in at this stage. With the pitch wearing, the ball softer, it's going to be difficult for someone to just walk out and smash it from ball one. Hence the importance of these two batting a little bit further. Still pushing Nicholas Pooran. Again, what's impressive about his innings is that ability to hit sixes, 5 sixes so far for the West Indian captain. He's a small man, short man, but he packs a punch. The asset that he has as a batsman in the wide ball format, and he hasn't played Test match cricket. Well timed. Just a single, but good running. They converted that single into two. A little bit of a slip from Shreyas Iyer allowed them to come back for that double. Moves into the 90s now. Shai Hope, the partnership 99. The moment he walked out to bat this morning, you saw his demeanor, Shai Hope. Very well switched on. And at the end of the game, we'll be better able to determine how well he's actually paced this innings. 120 deliveries he's faced for his 91. We understand that he is the glue, the anchor in this batting lineup. Should he have gone a little bit earlier? Or is he doing what is required? Time will tell when India bat. Under partnership. partnership between these two, the first century run partnership in innings for the West Indies. They've taken control of this innings. Shai Hope, Nicholas Pooran. I'm sure both players would have communicated exactly what they wanted to achieve. They're at the moment doing exactly what the West Indies requires. .231 for 3.
Sanjeev, I think we can solve this problem with blockchain.
आज blockchain, कल blockchain, सब fad है. These latest things, Web3, Metaverse.
सब fad है.
Want a job that's future forward? View over 50,000 jobs in hot emerging technologies on Naukri and emerge on top.
I trust Mobil Supermoto. सिर्फ मोबिल का मोबिल सुपरमोटो दे आपके टू व्हीलर को 81% तक.
Brandon King, the only batsman not to make use of this surface. All the others getting really good starts. In this partnership, 101 bowling for India. The spinners, the 3 spinners, picking a wicket each. Nothing yet for the seamers. Remember, one of those seamers is on debut, Avish Khan, and he is now reintroduced into the attack from the Jerry Gomez media center end. He'll be running into a well-set Nicholas Pooran. Straight down the ground, not hit as well as he would have liked. So just a single. He was aiming squarer, Nicholas Pooran. It looked like he was aiming to go back past the bowler. Again, the search for an early boundary in the over. Inches closer to that milestone, Shai Hope. Change of angle for Avish Khan, goes round the wicket now. Fine leg and third man both in the inner circle. Helped. Just uses the pace of that one, Nicholas Pooran, and gets himself another 6, much to the delight of the fans. This is where he's so good. He's built a reputation for finishing an innings and doing so in quick time. The awareness as to where the fielders are, there's no deep, fine leg. So he goes low and he helps the ball in that direction all the way for 6. It's a courageous shot. They're just using the angle and the pace from Avish Khan. Same field. No offside this time, but finds the fielder. Nicholas Pooran comfortable with that role of stroking boundaries at this stage of the innings, recognizing the importance of Shai Hope and him reaching that significant landmark of a century in his 100th one-day international. I'm sure it will please him as captain for Hope to achieve that feat. Good slow bouncer from Avish Khan. made the adjustment in the field prior to that delivery, sent the fine leg back in the boundary, but into the surface slow ball. Glad you mentioned that milestone, Darren, and the importance of it, but in the context of this game, I just wonder if he's taken too long to get there. 43 gone, 240 for 3.
Sanjeev, I think we can solve this problem with blockchain.
आज blockchain, कल flopchain, सब fad है. These latest things, Web3, Metaverse.
सब fad है.
Want a job that's future forward? View over 50,000 jobs in hot emerging technologies on Naukri and emerge on top.
I trust Mobil Supermoto. सिर्फ मोबिल का मोबिल सुपरमोटो दे आपके टू व्हीलर को 81% तक की बेहतर सुरक्षा. फर्क लाकर देखिए.
How's the win?
Hi, sir.
Bring your skills, answer the questions, win big. This game involves an element of financial.
Which means that the West Indies are very well poised at 240 for 3, 7 overs remaining. If they can get 10 runs and over, that will carry them past that 300-run mark, which I suspect might be challenging in conditions out in the Queen's Park Oval, which is slowing down quite a bit. Mario Shepherd, Rovman Powell, the two batsmen in next.
22 runs achieved from the first 3 overs in this last power play. West Indies achieved 86 runs in the last 10 overs in that first one-day international. So, is that a guide? Is that a benchmark? India, on the other hand, in their last 5 in the first one-day international, just got a run a ball, 60 runs. So, I'm sure Nicholas Pooran will try to get beyond that run a ball in this phase of the innings. At minimum, will require 1 boundary per over.
Looking for 2. Misfield allows them to get 2 once again. The fact that Nicholas Pooran is out there just skewed the plans of Shikhar Dhawan a touch. Yuzvendra Chahal only bowling 8 overs so far. Once the left-handed Pooran is out there, you would expect to see him at this stage. Spoken about the inexperience of this Indian bowling attack in international cricket. Did well in the first game under pressure. Under pressure here again.
No wide signal. Delayed. And the signal comes. Just to continue on that point you're making about Nicholas Pooran and his impact out in the middle. What he's done, he's pushed Yuzvendra Chahal from being reintroduced, still with 2 overs remaining. Shikhar Dhawan is reluctant to continue.
In the gap, just made that shot by moving across to the offside, Nicholas Pooran, and got enough bat on it. This is excellent batting.
Cross-seam delivery. He can be risk tolerant at this stage of the innings. He's on the stump, but Nicholas Pooran playing across the line, taking the risk, getting a good result for him and his team.
Shardul Thakur continues to be expensive in one-day international cricket. Fine leg remains in the circle, so Has to be accurate in his line. Clean him up. Bowl him around his legs. Shardul Thakur, and this is what he does so well. Even though he's expensive, he gets crucial wickets at crucial times, and this is a big blow.
I did mention the risks the last time Puran attempted to flick the ball. Just moved a little too much offside. It didn't allow him to have that reach to get bat on ball. The thinking was right, but he wasn't able to execute. A good partnership comes to an end. One that produced 117. Puran gone for a well-played 74. 247 for 4 now.
पवन, कल WFH कर लूँ? थोड़ा WFO भी करो? Work from office. Office भी तो घर ही है. और हम family.
Need a job that's flexible? Choose from over 15,000 remote jobs on Naukri and find one that fits you.
I trust Mobil Supermoto. सिर्फ मोबिल का मोबिल सुपरमोटो दे आपके टू व्हीलर को 81% तक की बेहतर सुरक्षा. फर्क लाकर देखिए.
How's the win? Hi, sir. Bring your skills, answer the questions, win big. This game involves an element of financial.
Has been superb in T20 internationals and T20 in general, and this situation can be likened to one of those games. Just trying to replicate the shot from the previous delivery. Nicholas Puran just needed some bat on it, missed it completely, but Shardul Thakur didn't miss.
Also underscores the importance of bowling straight at this stage of the innings as a bowler. Very unlike Mohammad Siraj. Doesn't rely solely on his Yorkers at this stage, Shardul Thakur.
Fine leg and third on the boundary, mid off in position. So the length has to be back. Gets off the mark immediately for Rahman Powell. Gives the strike to Shea Hope, who now has to take on that mantle of scoring and scoring quickly. And yes, he's close to that landmark, but has to look at the bigger picture and continue with this propulsion that Nicholas Puran gave the innings.
Last 19 deliveries or so, he's just produced 13 runs, thereabouts. .249 for 4.
Sanjeev, I think we can solve this problem with blockchain.
आज blockchain, कल flopchain, सब fad है. These latest things, Web3, Metaverse,
सब fad है.
Want a job that's future forward? View over 50,000 jobs in hot emerging technologies on Naukri and emerge on top.
मैं अपनी स्कूटर की सर्विस अपने नजदीक के मोबाइल बाइक केयर में कराती हूँ.
मोबिल सुपरमोटो हर कदम पर है आपके साथ. अपने 40,000 प्लस रिटेल और सर्विस आउटलेट्स के साथ फर्क लाकर देखिए.
How's the win? Hi, sir.
Standpoint. Just as we suspected, the reintroduction of this man, Yuzvendra Chahal, two right-handers at the crease. Nicholas Puran has now departed, so Shikhar Dhawan has that luxury. Has protection in the deep. Chahal, such a courageous bowler. He'll still try to flight the ball, adjust his line so that the batsman will have to reach it. Got Rahman Powell dismissed in the first ODI caught in slip. He's asking for a slip now, isn't he? think he might be. So that dismissal is fresh in his mind. It will be fresh on the mind of Rovman Powell as well. And keep talking about his attacking nature, his attacking instinct, Yuzvendra Chahal.
Just wait for that flighted delivery. Wide off, outside the off stump. He'll set it up. Gone straight. First up to Rovman Powell. There it is. A little too wide on that occasion from Chahal. Might be worthwhile for Rovman Powell to bat with an off-stump card. Just get a little bit closer. That flighted delivery that he has.
Yeah, at worst, should get the strike. Back to Shai Hope. Minimize the dot deliveries. Not many remaining in the innings. Down the ground, Shai Hope brings up a wonderful century, a historic century in his 100th one-day international. The fourth West Indian to do so. What a knock it has been from this young man. Excellent. Absolutely brilliant.
Excellence personified. You could sense that he was destined for greatness today with the way he started his innings and the manner in which he played. And it's the icing on the cake for the right-hander from Barbados, who again reinforces his class in this format of the game, bringing up his 13th one-day international century.
Look at that. Consecutive sixes. That's the wide delivery from Yuzvendra Chahal. Gets a lot of bat on that one.
Again showing his skill. Not an easy stroke to play. To a wrist spinner of the quality of Yuzvendra Chahal. Plays it to perfection. Shai Hope.
Third series in 4 that he's gotten a century. Shai Hope got one against the Netherlands in the first game. Got one against Pakistan in the first game. Uncharacteristically quiet against Bangladesh in the previous series. But you can't keep this man down for long. Tremendous record in one-day international cricket for Shai Hope. 100 matches, 13 centuries. And look at that average, above 50.
Joins a decorated list of players to score a century on the 100th one-day international played. Gordon Greenidge, also of Barbados, first West Indian to do so, to be followed by Christopher Henry Gale and Ramnaresh Sawan. And now Shai Hope joins that list. Shikhar Dhawan, as was mentioned earlier, the first Indian to do so.
Two sixes of the last 2 balls. Anticlimactic end to the over. A dot. Number 45 gone. 264 for 4.
Sanjeev, I think we can solve this problem with blockchain.
आज blockchain, कल flopchain. सब fad है. These latest things, Web3, Metaverse.
सब fad है.
Want a job that's future forward? View over 50,000 jobs in hot emerging technologies on Naukri and emerge on top. I trust Mobil Supermoto. सिर्फ मोबिल का मोबिल सुपर मोटो दे आपके टू व्हीलर को 81% तक की बेहतर सुरक्षा। फर्क लाकर देखिए।
How's the win? Hi, sir.
Bring your skills, answer the questions, win big. This game involves an element of financial.
Shea Hope has a real possibility of going past that and owning another record. Mohamed Siraj back into the attack. Demonstrated the ability to bowl and to nail those Yorkers in the death in game 1. Sends the third back on the boundary. Fine leg remains in the inner circle. So a cluster of boundaries going in that direction in game 1. Rahman Powell, new to the crease, just the 3 deliveries for him. It's difficult. It's a difficult surface to come and blast from ball 1. They've made another adjustment and field. Fine leg goes back.
Not a bad way to get himself in. Rahman Paul just in the strike over to the well-set Shea Hope. And he's got a different gear to his batting. No debate about that. He has his process and method of scoring runs consistently. And that to me is first priority for the West Indies. Consistency at the top of the innings, that is what he has brought. Yep. He's spoken a lot about what he can improve on. He's been a real gem for this West Indian side in this format.
There's a real possibility now of him getting that strike rate closer to 100. Shea Hope, still some 4 deliveries remaining, and if he can get a few boundaries away, then he can do just that. I think he's on the cusp of getting to 300, but they need to bat well in the remaining overs to get there. Maybe 315. Down the leg side, wayward from Mohamed Siraj. Gets some bat on it. Rahman Powell enough to get a boundary.
A neat little flick. Mohamed Siraj attempting the Yorker, going full and wide down the leg side. The execution wasn't right, but the thinking was good on that occasion.
That boundary gets him on his way, Rahman Powell. That's a line that he would be looking to attack. Has 4 boundary riders on the leg side. Mohamed Siraj long on, deep mid wicket, deep backward square, fine leg. Of course, Rahman Powell will also be hitting towards the bigger half of the ground. Something that Shikhar Dhawan spoke of. They'll come through for a bye. We'll just have to wait to see if it's a wide as well. Just a bye.
Strategy being built on the dimensions of the ground here at the Queen's Park Oval. Something that we witness in the modern game, especially in white ball cricket. Mohamed Siraj using the option of attacking Yorkers as against defensive Yorkers wide outside the awesome. His feel doesn't suggest that he'll go that way. Might just want to take pace off the ball when he's bowling that outside off stump line. And attacking full and straight.
272 for 4.
पैसे कब लौटा रहा है भाई? कैशिफाई।
कैश कहाँ है? तो मम्मी का पुराना फोन है भाई।
अबे मैंने बोला कैशिफाई। कैशिफाई में जा, पुराना फोन बेच और कैश पा। डाउनलोड द ऐप नाउ।
Sanjeev, I think we can solve this problem with blockchain.
आज ब्लॉकचेन, कल फ्लॉपचेन, सब फैड है। These latest things, Web3, Metaverse,
सब फैड है।
Want a job that's future forward? View over 50,000 jobs in hot emerging technologies on Naukri and emerge on top.
मैं अपनी स्कूटर की सर्विस अपने नजदीक के मोबाइल बाइक केयर में कराती हूँ।
मोबिल सुपर
To take full strike, and so far his batsmen have responded. Changing ends for Shardul Thakur from the Jerry Gomez media center end. Has a deep backward square and long on the one side as his boundary riders. Third, very wide third, sweeper and long off.
And with the bigger half being offside, that should be the line from Thakur.
Shehub was aiming to go much finer than that. Opened the face of the bat deliberately. Didn't get it as fine as he would have liked.
And if you wonder what a captain will be thinking at this stage, if you're fielding, it has to be about restricting boundary scoring. That's why he's reducing the probability of conceding a boundary. Shikhar Dhawan, again, an adjustment in the field. Might want to go a little bit straighter to Rahman Paul. Deep point comes into the 30-yard circle.
Down the ground. Does he get enough? Yes, he does. Rahman Powell, powerful Powell. Pummels that one down the ground.
Not the length you want to be bowling at this stage of the innings. And with pace on the ball, makes it easier for Rahman Paul to swing through the line. He is very, very powerful. Powell power.
That has prompted an adjustment in the field. A deep backward square in the inner circle. Deep point in position outside off stump line. That certainly saved 4. That was again powerfully struck. But too straight from Powell. If anything, too straight.
It saved Joel Wilson as well. I'd love to see the reaction of umpire Joel Wilson. We might see the funny side of it, but he was in danger of being struck by that ball.
Rahman Powell might just predict that line and get closer to off stump. Based on this field. Yeah, he does. Goes outside off stump. Bowler goes even wider. Signal a wide.
Good work again from Sanju Samson, the wicketkeeper, saving a few runs for his team. And Shikhar knows that Shardul Thakur is not as accurate as Mohammad Siraj, so he's giving a little more balance to his field setting, so he has a few more options than Mohammad Siraj. Shardul Thakur.
Smashed straight to the fielder, Shreyas Iyer. Didn't have to move much and completes the catch. A few meters right or left, and that would have been a flat 6 in the end. It's a wicket.
It looked quite easy, but that's a difficult chance taken. Shreyas Iyer didn't look panicked. Was able to hold on. It was struck powerfully. Off the middle of the bat of Rockman Paul and raced into the hands of Shreyas Iyer. Feeling again, excellence in the field on show. Paul goes for 13, 280 for 5.
पैसे कब लौटाना है भाई?
कैशिफाई। कैश कहाँ है? तो मम्मी का पुराना फोन है भाई।
अबे मैंने बोला कैशिफाई। कैशिफाई पे जा, पुराना फोन भेज और कैश पा। डाउनलोड द ऐप नाउ।
I trust Mobile Supermoto for my scooter.
Because Mobile Supermoto gives your scooter's engine 81% better protection and longer engine life. फर्क लाकर देखिए।
पवन, कल WFH कर लूं? थोड़ा WFO भी करो। वर्क फ्रॉम ऑफिस। ऑफिस भी तो घर ही है।
This was traveling at knots. Couldn't get the elevation that he was looking for because of the length of the delivery, and so allowed Shreyas Iyer to take the catch and just silencing the crowd.
.62 already from 6.4 overs in this.